firstly, the key themes. We need to look, I think, at a starting point at, well, how does a client assess the quality of what it is you're doing? And we'll look at something that's quite kind of famous in this area, which is the quality time cost triangle. And I'll explain that in a minute. We also need to look at how to negotiate with clients to agree a kind of quality standard that's going to be highly acceptable to them, but also one that suits you and your firm, something that you, quality standard that you can meet or even beat. Then something else that I got involved with, I forgot in my background, I used to teach at the Nottingham Law School, an MBA for lawyers. And one of the things I came across there was an academic paper that looked at service level gaps. And I'll very briefly explain what those are. And I think they're really interesting and helpful. So you've got these service level gaps, so then we need to look at, well, how do you mind the gap? How can you do things to minimize the risks of actually missing something that would be judged very important by the client? And we'll look at the start of a particular project matter that you're working on, during the matter, and upon completion, towards the end and upon completion of the work. And then we need to look at the complaint side of things. So we need to understand what's a good process for handling complaints, either face-to-face or online. And I'll give you some thoughts on do's and don'ts for handling such complaints. So those are the sort of topics we're going to be covering during this talk.